how I got abs in 90 days without doing cardio or tracking my calories. And if you don't believe me, I wouldn't either. Because just 3 months ago, I was training in the gym 6 times a week. I was doing hours of cardio. I was tracking my calories. I was hitting my protein, but I was still skinny fat. And everyone told me to just hit my protein goal and that it's just calories in, calories out. But no one told me that I would feel like shit. I would be skinny fat. I would have love handles and not be able to see my abs. And I even lowered my deficit even further. But all that did was made me lose strength in the gym, have no energy, and have fatigue throughout the day. Because I got fed the lie that all calories are the same and that as long as you're under your deficit, you can eat whatever you want. It's fine to have some cheap meals. It's fine to have some McDonald's because you stay under your deficit. Now, here's the truth because you don't need to do any cardio. You don't need to train 6 times a week in the gym. You don't need to starve yourself in a 1,000 calorie deficit or be eating chicken, rice, broccoli 3 times a day in order to see your abs. And I know that's what everyone else has told you, but you don't need to do that. And that's why I'm making this video to prove to you that you can get abs in 90 days without tracking your calories, without doing fucking cardio, because it is possible. And I did it, and I know you can do it as well. And who is this video even for? Because if this video isn't for you, you don't have to watch it and you should not watch it. But if you're tired of training hard in the gym, eating in a strict deficit, doing cardio but not seeing results, this is for you. If you wish that you could build that aesthetic physique with the abs, with the V taper for this summer, then this video is for you. If you're already like somewhat disciplined guy who's willing to do anything to achieve his goals, then this video is for you. And if you want to actually build that aesthetic physique to get more girls, to feel more confident, to finally feel respected by everyone else, then this video is for you. And if you're looking to build 10 pounds of lean muscle and get visible abs in 90 days, then this video is for you. And who is this video not for? It's for anyone that's looking for a quick fix, a shortcut, a fucking magic pill to get abs overnight. This video is not for you. If you're not willing to dial in your diet, to stay consistent, actually follow a structured plan, then this video isn't for you. And if you're okay with staying skinny fat, hiding your body, and avoiding taking your shirt off, then this video is not for you. And if you think that you can out-train a bad lifestyle, keep fucking drinking every weekend, and still get lean, this video is not for you. And if you're not serious about actually changing your physique, building real discipline, and becoming someone that you're proud of, then you can click the fuck off this video because it will not serve you and I don't want to waste your time. And in case you don't know me, here's a quick backstory. Because I started my fitness journey off super skinny. As you can see in the photo right here, I was about 105 pounds. So I started from absolutely nothing from the ground up, right? And then I got to about 130, 140 pounds. I think in this image I was about 135. So in between there, gaining a little bit of muscle, getting kind of chubby, right? And then I got to about 150 pounds in this image. And I was fat as fuck. I was skinny fat. I felt like shit. I had low energy. I had no abs. And the truth is that I was eating all the health foods that everyone recommended, like the oats and the protein bars, the broccoli, all this bullshit that I thought was healthy. That's what my physique looked like. And it wasn't because I was doing like a crazy dirty bulk. I know I went from 105 to 150, but that took like a year and 2 months. So it's not that I was doing like a crazy dirty bulk. I was getting about a pound per week, which is a pretty reasonable rate. And I thought that I was lean bulking. I thought I was lean bulking because I was eating these healthy foods. In reality, were fucking up my testosterone, were fucking up my health, and making me feel like shit and building a mid fucking physique. And now I have the abs. I'm still filling out my frame. I'm still getting stronger. So in the next few minutes, I will tell you everything I did and what my clients did to get abs in 90 days. Got my guy Juan right here. He gained 7 kg, but he managed to he gained 7 kg, but he still managed to keep his abs and strengthen them even more than what they were before. Then my guy Sebastian also gained 5 kg. I mean, the lighting is kind of shit, but you can see his abs are still there. He's gaining more muscle mass through his arms and everything by using the Greek God protocol. Now, the Greek God protocol consists of 3 phases. And phase number one is optimizing diet. Phase two is the aesthetic training. And phase three is testosterone hacks. All right. Now, phase one is optimizing diet because calories don't really matter. As I mentioned in this video, you can do this without tracking your calories. I did it without tracking calories because there is no need to track or weigh your food. Because if you just find the right meals and you eat those consistently and you like basically know like the portion sizes, then that's all you need. And if the foods are high in protein, they're nutrient dense. That's all that fucking matters. And this is like a belief that I want you to break, that it's not about calories because everyone has told you for your whole life that if you stay in your deficit is fine. Like they're like, okay, I can fit like, half of a McDonald's McChicken if, it's 300 calories, so it's gonna fit in my macros. Like you've been told this bullshit. But if you just eat real food, you just eat the protein. No, like even protein, like it's a fucking scam, bro. Everything like in the grocery store now, you can agree with me on this, right? Like that everything in the grocery store is like 10 grams of protein, 12 grams of protein. Oh wow, 14 grams plant-based protein in the cereal. Like, what the fuck? Like everything is becoming like mass marketed towards more protein and seeing it as such a healthy thing. But the truth is that if you just eat real nutrient dense foods like red meat, chicken, eggs, and fruits, then you literally will get your protein goal. I don't track my calories anymore. I don't track my protein. Like I used to do it months back when I was skinny fat like every day. But now I maybe do it like once every 2 weeks just to see how I'm doing. But because I mostly eat the same foods, I know I'm hitting 180 grams of protein per day. And I'm not even trying to hit my protein. Like I'm just getting it because of my diet. And that's the level you want to be at. You don't have to be having these protein bars thinking that that's the only way you're going to hit your protein because if you just lock in, don't eat the fucking processed foods, you make this your new standard to never have bullshit like McDonald's or candy, soda, protein bars, all this bullshit. You make that a standard, then there's no need to track your protein. There's no need to track your calories because you're going to hit that shit every day no matter what. And another thing is avoiding the fake health foods because once you make it your new standard to just eat these real clean unprocessed whole foods, like I said, the red meat, the chicken, the eggs, the fruit, and maybe some rice, some potatoes, you have to avoid the fake healthy foods, which is gonna be diet soda because of the artificial sweeteners, the artificial colors that they add, because these are gonna destroy your gut, which is gonna make it hard for you to lose weight because everything in your body is gonna get fucked up. You gotta avoid vegetables because for your whole life you've been told that they're the healthiest things ever. And I'm not saying that they're that bad, but it's just fake, bro. It's fake health food. Like it's marketed towards you as being so healthy, but in reality, they have these plant defense chemicals. They have oxalates, and your body is not absorbing all this quote unquote nutrients that are in vegetables because the nutrients that you actually need are found in red meat. On top of that, it's the protein shakes that you gotta cut out, bro. They got the artificial sweeteners, the seed oils, the emulsifiers, the xanthan gum, the fucking soy lecithin, all this bullshit that is gonna destroy your health. That's gonna fuck up your diet. And it's gonna make it harder for you to get abs, to actually build the physique that you want. And then another thing is pasteurized milk, because all the beneficial nutrients that are seen, like you see in this image right here, all of these are either completely destroyed and denatured or they're significantly reduced when you pasteurize the milk. Now, that's why if you're gonna drink milk, make it raw milk. And me personally, I don't drink milk at all, but I would definitely recommend never drinking pasteurized milk again because you're just left with estrogenic milk because that's all milk is. Like, if it has none of the nutrients, you're just left with estrogen. And I'll explain more on that later, but that's killing your testosterone, which is gonna make you skinny fat. And then the last food that you have to avoid that people tell you is healthy are oats, bro, because these are sprayed so heavily with this. Do you know what that is? No, right? That's glyphosate. And that's basically what they put on the crops to make sure that, no fucking insects get to it, right? But this is highly endocrine disrupting and it's gonna destroy your hormones, which more on it later because that's also super fucking important. But the phytic acid in the oats is also gonna destroy your gut, which isn't good because if you destroy your gut, you're destroying your body because that's linked to everything and every system that you have. And phase two is the aesthetic training. So don't train 7 times a week because that's not effective. And you're just overtraining. All right. Because you're just going to fatigue yourself. You're going to burn out. You might, risk injury because you keep hitting the same exact muscles without getting any rest. And then you're not recovering properly. All right. So 4 to 5 times a week is the sweet spot that I recommend for everybody. And then train to failure on every set. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many exercises you do, no matter how much optimal Jeff Nippard fucking moto rows you do on the floor in the gym, none of that shit matters, bro. It doesn't matter how optimal your workouts are. If you're not training to failure on every set, you're not going to grow. And I know that from firsthand experience. You're not going to grow because if you're training like a bitch, how do you expect to grow? You need to be uncomfortable. You need to face that discomfort if you actually want to grow, if you actually want to build muscle and get jacked. And then you gotta prioritize the 5 aesthetic muscles, which are gonna be the lats, the abs, the side delts, the biceps, and the upper chest. And then just choose a split that you can actually stick to. All right? And never miss a day. That's why I say choose a split that you like, that you can see yourself doing for months straight without missing a day, because you have to engrave this into your daily routine. You have to make it a lifestyle. If you actually want to get the abs, you actually don't want to be skinny fat, you have to make this your lifestyle and you got to stick to it consistently. It's got to be just as consistent as brushing your teeth, which hopefully you're doing, right? So if you just do that, engrave into your daily routine, that's going to be like 80% of your training right there. And then another tip that I can give you, a little tactic, is 3 more reps or my mom will die. Now, the reason that this works so well is that when you feel like giving up, when you feel like stopping your set short, when you think like, oh, like I'm sore, like I can't do anymore, 3 more reps or my mom will die. Now, imagine you're doing chest press and you're on the 10th rep and you think, oh, but I'm going to hit 12 and then I'm just going to stop because, the bodybuilder said do 12 reps, 3 sets, right? No, imagine being at 12 reps and it's feeling hard, it's feeling difficult, but then you tell yourself 3 more reps or my mom will die. And then you get to 15 reps and then it's like super hard, right? Like you're basically to failure. And then you say it again. You say 3 more reps or my mom will die. Like, fucking, oh. And then it's like, you're going to do it because there's just no other way you're going to escape that. Because once you have that in your mind, because it's all mental, everything is mental. You have it in your mind, like 3 more reps, like, oh, and then, bro, the possibilities with that tactic are insane. And this is going to be the most important phase out of this whole video, all right? Because testosterone is so important because it makes everything so much easier for you. You're going to be able to build muscle faster, lose fat easier, have more energy, have more motivation to actually go to the gym, to eat healthy food, to have drive every morning once you wake up. That's what's going to happen when your testosterone is high. And the problem is that your testosterone is probably low because most people's levels are chronically low now because they have dropped by over 30% since 1999. Like they've done studies on this shit. They have surveyed people. They have gotten the results. And the testosterone levels have dropped significantly. Now, I'm not a fucking nerd, but I know that those studies exist. So if you don't believe me, you can search it up on Google, find it through fucking PubMed. But they do exist, all right? And the way that you gotta increase your testosterone is by using some hacks. Obviously, diet is gonna be like 70%, but if you use some of these like biohacks to boost your testosterone, it's going to help significantly as well. Now, the first thing is get at least 1 hour of sunlight per day because vitamin D is a pro-hormone and this is going to directly increase your testosterone. So just frame it in your mind. The more sun I get, the more test I get. That's the quote you got to repeat in your head. The more sun I get, the more test I get. And then sleep in a cold room because ideally you want to sleep in 60 to 64 degree rooms because the colder that your balls are, the higher your test is. Because if your room is colder, your balls are colder, which means your test is higher. All right? Because your balls don't thrive in like a warm environment because then it starts killing off your sperm cells and all the testosterone. So what you want to do is sleep in a colder room. And then another thing is have a tablespoon of raw honey before bed. Like, hold on. Got mine right here. Raw honey. before bed, so crucial because it's gonna spike your luteinizing hormone, which is gonna signal your balls to produce more testosterone. And I just want you to like nail. I know I keep saying testosterone, but I want you to know that this is going to be the fundamental habit slash fucking thing that you need to improve, right? Because this is what's gonna take you from skinny fat to having abs, to being jacked, to being confident and having fucking motivation and becoming that man that you want to be. It's gonna be testosterone. And then another thing is 2 grams of cholesterol at least per day. Because cholesterol is the building block for your testosterone. And I know like the fucking government, the FDA tells you, oh, don't have more than 0.2 grams of cholesterol per day. But the crazy thing is that they don't care about you. They want to keep you low test. They want to make you low testosterone because they know that if they make a population, if they make a generation low test, it's going to be easier to control them to do what they want them to do. And then another thing, the most important part, I think, is sleeping and waking up at the same times. I know I went on a little rant, but look, if you sleep and wake at the same times every day, this is going to optimize your circadian rhythm, which is like your body is running on a clock. So it's like a 24-hour clock, right? And if you think back to when we were cavemen, we would sleep when the sun goes down and wake up when the sun rises because of the light that's exposed to us. But the problem now is that you're surrounded by fluorescent lights the whole day, blue light, all this bullshit. And you're probably up on your phone scrolling at like 10, 11 p.m., still doing it. It's like your brain thinks that it's daytime. That's why it's harder for you to fall asleep. That's why it's harder for you to get deep sleep and actually recover properly. So what you have to learn to do is sleep and wake at the same times. Avoid the blue light, avoid the fluorescent lights as much as possible. Get your blue light blocking glasses, turn the red light filter on your phone. I should have added that here, but it's pretty easy to do. Just search it up. Like, how do I turn the red light filter on my phone? Buy some blue light glasses, like $5 on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. And after you have your testosterone optimized by adding all these hacks into your life that are pretty easy to do, you have to minimize estrogen because estrogen is literally the female hormone, and this is going to lower your test because it's found everywhere, including like water bottles, soaps, perfumes, soy products, and especially like plastics. Like I already said, like the water bottles, like the Tupperware containers, because the microplastics contain these phytoestrogens, which are going to lower your testosterone. So you got to eliminate all of it from your life if you actually want to max out. Now you can use these hacks as well. So you got to combine the two to get the best results. Now, the first thing is don't drink out of plastic water bottles. All right. Buy a stainless steel, buy a metal water bottle. It costs like 10, 15 bucks maybe. Buy that, invest into your health. It's going to last so much longer. You don't need to buy fucking water bottles anymore because it's just going to leach into your fucking skin. And then your test is going to be lower. And also, don't drink the tap water. Now, I know I might have just caught you off guard there. Like, okay, don't drink out of plastic. I'll just fill it up in the tap. No, because the tap is filled with BPA, birth control, heavy metals, xenoestrogens, and you don't even know half these fucking words, all right? But know that the pill that women take in order to not have kids, there is trace minerals in there. There is trace evidence of that showing up in tap water. Like, it's fucking insane. It's actually insane how that's allowed and how in most public water systems, that's what you're going to find. So don't drink tap water ever again. Get the reverse osmosis water filter. It is like $200, maybe $300 max, but it is so worth the investment because then you'll actually be able to filter out the bullshit from your water and drink clear water instead of having to drink fucking water with birth control, with BPA, with heavy metals, which all this stuff that I know you don't care about. I'm kind of yapping, right? About all this stuff that sounds boring that you don't care about. But this is the reason why you're skinny fat. This is the reason why you haven't seen your abs, why you feel insecure about your physique, why you don't look the way that you want to. Because you have been doing that for years and years and years, ever since you were a kid. You weren't even aware of it. You were having the water bottles, you were drinking the tap water, like since you were a kid. Of course, that's all gonna stack up, bro. All gonna stack up to lower your testosterone, to increase your estrogen, and make you less, which isn't what you want because you want to become the best version of yourself. And that shit is just going to hold you back. Now, another thing is don't touch receipts because receipts are 500 to 1,000 times worse than other plastics, bro, than the water bottles because they contain more endocrine disruptors. So anytime you're at the store and you like have to get the receipt, if you're with someone else, bro, just tell them to get it for you. Like, I mean, I know it's kind of bad because you know now how bad it is and you're letting them do it. But, someone's got to take one for the team. Or if you're alone, a little self checkout, what I basically do now is I just leave it there. Like, I don't care, bro. I'm walking out that store. I'm not touching that receipt. All right. Fuck it. Like, it sounds crazy, right? Let me put a little mindset into you. Like, it sounds crazy that I'm worried about touching a receipt and I'm weird, right? Like I'm the weird guy for not wanting to touch receipts, right? But people aren't weird for drinking alcohol at 21 years old, for poisoning their body with fucking McDonald's, for doing all this bullshit, for being lazy as fuck, for waking up late, for scrolling on TikTok. They're not weird. They're not weird, but I'm weird because I actually care about my health and I want to optimize and become the best version of myself. And like that's that mindset, bro. I want you to adopt this mindset that like people are gonna think you're weird for like these new habits that you're gonna start doing because I mean, hopefully you start doing them because if you don't, you're kind of a bitch because I've made like a whole fucking 30-minute video just for you because I want you to get fucking abs as soon as possible. But if you don't want to do it and you're not gonna like take action, then none of it matters. But assuming that you do actually take action, people are going to call you weird and they're going to judge you and they're going to make fun of you. They're going to laugh at you. But who gives a fuck? They're fucking losers either way, you know? And does that sound a little harsh? Maybe. But they're talking shit about you as well. So it doesn't even matter, all right? Like they're gonna it's weird, bro. It's weird. Like you're gonna be seen as weird for actually wanting to be healthy, and they're still gonna be seen as normal for doing all these degenerate habits and doing all these bad habits and poisoning themselves and fucking shortening their lifespan because of some fucking instant gratification, bro. Fuck that. Like we're on this different path. Like you and me, like we're trying to get to the next level. We're going to get to the next level. We're going to optimize and feel the fucking best and become better than everyone else. And like if that means getting judged, if that means getting laughed at, if that means getting called weird, then I'm fucking in because that trade-off is so worth it, bro. I promise you. And then the last point, sorry, I forgot to touch on it. Don't consume soy. So protein bars, soy sauce, seed oils, because most seed oils that they use in restaurants or at fucking fast food places, tell me you're not going there, bro. But it's the oil that they use most commonly is soybean oil and soybean. Soy boy. You'll become a soy boy if you eat soybean oil. And soy sauce, protein bars contain soy lecithin or even soy isolate protein. So just cut out all the bullshit, bro. Like I said, you don't need this food, bro. You don't need it. It didn't exist 200 years ago. Why would you eat it now? But now that you understand how the Greek God protocol works, I have an offer for you. All right. So if you're tired of doing hours of cardio, you're tired of not looking good, feeling insecure, looking skinny fat, tired of like not feeling confident enough to take your shirt off at the beach or at the pool or anywhere else that you go, you're tired of like training hard but still seeing no results and thinking that you need to starve yourself in order to get lean. And my offer to you, if you're a skinny fat guy that's over 18, is to get visible abs in 90 days without doing cardio or tracking your calories using the Greek God protocol and get one-to-one coached by me personally. So, if you want to see if you're a good fit for my coaching program, click the link down below to book a call with me and I'll see if you're a good fit. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already.